Gotta look good for the YouTube because the trolls will judge me. Totally not balding. It's not a thing at 28. Hey there guys, my name is Ken and I am the CEO and founder of Hoasty. This is my very first video on YouTube, so I am going to talk to you a lot about a couple different things. Three major things I'm going to talk about today. Number one are short-term rentals. My company, Hoasty, we manage vacation rentals, short-term rentals. You'll hear me use those two terms interchangeably, but yeah, that's what we do. We manage vacation rentals, short-term rentals. First question I get is, what services do you provide? Soup to nuts, A to Z, all for 20% of the gross revenue. So basically, we'll handle cleaning, price, management, communication, restocking, and the whole process, the advertisement of your platform, your Airbnb, your VRBO, your property. And our job is to make you as much money as possible because we only make money when you make money. So I want to dig into three major topics today. Number one is going to be STRs, short-term rentals. Number two, it's going to be if you are a vacation rental owner or operator or manager, the key promises that you need to keep whenever you do this. So keeping your promises. And number three is to exceed expectations without exceeding budget. So when you're thinking about Airbnb and vacation rentals in general, you've got to think to yourself, how can I make my guests feel really welcomed and have a great time? But I need to do it within a budget because there's only 5 stars. I tell my owners this all the time. You only have 5 stars. There's not 20 stars, there's not 30 stars, there's only 5. And that's a little bit weird because it's like a limiting factor, but the fact is that you don't want to add too much because then you're going to eat into your own profits and you're not running a proper business. So let's jump right into it. Number one, short-term rentals. Who, what, where, when, why? Who stays in a short-term rental? I think this might have been confusing to a lot of people. People seem to think it's only vacationers or partiers or people traveling, but that's not true at all. Everyone from a business traveler to a traveling nurse to a family that experienced a house fire and needs somewhere to stay for the next 6 to 9 months needs somewhere to stay. People who are doing mass relocations or corporate housing. All of these things come into the bucket of short-term rental or vacation rental. What are they? A vacation rental is a short-term lease. It's an agreement between two parties, usually a property owner and someone looking to lease the property for as little as 1 day. Pop quiz, anyone know why we can't do just a couple hours? Probably prostitution. I don't know. Probably not, right? But probably you can't rent it out for 2 hours because what are you going to do in 2 hours? So beyond that, what's next? Where are they? So biggest question I get from people when they talk about vacation rentals is they say, my property's not a good fit because it's not by a major attraction. It's not in the city. It doesn't have public transit. It's not going to work. I will tell you that Hoasty manages properties all over the United States, and we see properties way far outside of those ranges, outside of that major city, those metropolitan areas, those attractions. Outside of there are actually more attractive investment because basic economics. We got to think of supply and demand, right? So in a really high demand area, let's just say a great example, Hoasty happens to have some properties in Orlando, Florida, right? Orlando, Florida, Disney World. Everyone knows that. Worldwide, Disney World. So you'd think the closer your property is to Disney World, the higher a premium you could charge. Yes, but the issue is you're competing with hotels. So if I am a guest and I want to spend my $200 per night, I can choose your home or I can choose a hotel. And so what are the benefits? What are the costs? And that's the economics of it. Whereas if I am trying to go very far out in the country, there's no hotels. There might be a Best Inn, but it's going to be awful. Whereas if I can get your 4-bedroom house for $200 or $300 a night and I stay 5 nights, well, that's $1,000, right? So that's a way to retrain your mind and think of what short-term rentals are and where they are. When are they used? The answer is year-round. A lot of people will ask us, what's the best time? When should I be getting in this business? Does it make sense? We are partial as vacation rental managers. We love this. We see so many people coming through, and nationwide, the occupancy rate in Hoasty is above 70%. I can talk about that a little more in another video, but just understanding how we get that occupancy so high and how we sell extra days, how we upsell, how we make more money for our owners. But when are they good? Many places, again, on the when side, are seasonal. So you're going to have places that are not perfect for you. You're going to have imperfections. Like, for example, Hoasty has a ton of properties in Chicago. Chicago during the winter, aka Siberia, burr, burr, burr. My little flamingos would fly away because they're so nervous. It's probably not going to work. It's not going to be as profitable as the summer when the Cubs are playing in Chicago and it's nice and hot and the lake is beautiful, and it's going to be a different business. Why? Why should you be interested or learn anything about vacation rentals, short-term rentals, STRs? Why? Essentially, how I got into this business and why I created Hoasty was I was watching the opportunity to invest into real estate. And when you have a fixed asset like real estate and you are considering, how do I make more money? I purchased a house. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and I want to make money with it. I already have my own home. I don't need to live here. My intention is to generate income. Well, how do I do that? I have 2 options in my mind. Option number 1, traditional rent. You sign a 12-month lease with a tenant. That tenant is going to put holes in your walls, going to complain to you all the time, going to have tons of maintenance issues because they're messing things up, and that tenant will never pay you $1 more. If you sign a lease with that person for $1,000 a month, that is a $12,000 contract if they pay it, and they will never pay you $12,001. Never. Not going to happen. Whereas a vacation rental is more volatile, it is not guaranteed, it is riskier, but with more risk comes more reward. And that means that you have the opportunity to make more money on shorter term stays. So if someone's willing to rent your place for $100 a night, so $1,000 traditional rental per month, $100 a night. Well, if we sell 10, 12, 14, 20, 25 nights, you're making exponentially more money. And that is why you should be thinking about vacation rentals in your investment strategy if you are looking to go buy real estate. All right, that is section number 1. That was on short-term rentals. I'll be doing a lot more, but please leave me some comments below. I want to learn all about what you want to hear about. I live in this business, and I talk to owners every week across the USA about vacation rentals and short-term rentals, but please ask me some of your questions. Next is about keeping your promise. So I'm actually going to respond to a guy from Bigger Pockets. This is from Mark Page. Bigger Pockets, if you don't know, I'll put some information in the video. But Bigger Pockets is a huge community and network of real estate investors. So if you're interested in getting started, you want to learn something, you want it for free, go to Bigger Pockets. There's tons of people all over YouTube, but I think that creating a Bigger Pockets profile and setting yourself up to learn about different aspects of real estate, not just vacation rentals, but also the bigger aspects of real estate, the mortgages, the interest, the hard money, the lending. There's so many parts to it in this hard asset class. So it's important to learn about it. So, Mark, you posted on Bigger Pockets this week, and you were asking questions about Marriott and other big hotel chains trying to get into the vacation rental market. I have a response for this. I say, good luck. Can you imagine what Marriott would have to invest to compete with hundreds of thousands of property owners nationwide? Just think about it for a moment. If we sit down and we say, okay, I am Marriott, I want to get into the vacation rental market in the city of Chicago, right? So Chicago is a massive place, Hoasty is partial, we have a ton of properties there. So we need to impact that market, but they really only have 2 choices. Number 1, they can buy a lot of houses. They can buy physical residential property and start vacation renting them, which already falls within Chicago regulations, which is going to be kind of challenging. Or they could vacation rent aspects of their hotels they already have, maybe. Or just put them onto Airbnb or VRBO for a different pricing strategy. I don't see it happening. I see Marriott entering the game. I see them doing unique spaces or interesting things or like a castle. I don't see them entering the mainstream market, much less the 2nd tier, 3rd tier, 4th tier markets. For example, we have properties in South Dakota. Do you think Marriott is going to go buy up a ton of properties, residential properties, and start implementing in South Dakota? I doubt it. But you know what? Our South Dakota properties are profitable, and they grow, and they are always full and making way more money than traditional rent. So, gotta take it in stride. Mark, I just want to say that it's an interesting question. I don't see it happening, and I'm on the ground every day, but we'll see. Second piece about keeping your promise, and off of the Bigger Pockets and Mark's side, is clean. I see so many property owners deciding to clean their units themselves. I was talking to a woman named Penny on Bigger Pockets earlier today via the message, and she was saying, hey, I have my kids cleaning the unit just to teach them some grit, and I really want to work hard on it, plus it saves us on the money and the cleaning fee. What I have to say to this is, I hope you do a really good job, because on Airbnb or vacation renting platforms, they've set a standard where there's a nightly stay and a cleaning fee, which changes the business a lot. What a break. And so you gotta think, if you're gonna charge someone an extra $50, $75, $100, $150, $200 for a cleaning fee, it better be spotless. You better wipe down that fridge. You better get every surface. I better see washed floorboards. I better see perfectly clean. Everything is refilled. There shouldn't be a half-empty soap. There shouldn't be no toilet paper. At least 2 rolls per bathroom. If you have 5+ day stays, you need 3 rolls. Just think about all those things that need to happen. And that's the reason why Hoasty only works with professional cleaners. People who have interest in this, they have experience, they know what to do, they probably clean multiple properties, and they know how to bring value to you. The whole thing of this is, yes, you can do everything yourself. You could go do your own laundry, you could work on it. But the reason why people use management companies for traditional rentals or any property management or vacation rental management is, what is your time worth? How much is it worth to you to have someone else take care of these things and get it off your desk? So one of Hoasty's suggestions is hire professional cleaners. You can find them in a lot of places. Feel free to comment and ask questions. I'll be happy to share with you how Hoasty finds them. But we mostly use care.com, Facebook Marketplace, and Craigslist. We have a whole vetting process. We do background checks and making sure these cleaners make good sense. We interview them, we train them. All of those things are what you have to do if you expect to keep your promise as a vacation rental. If you want all 5 of those stars, you have to say to that guest, was it clean? Was it good? Did you like it? Could we have done anything better? But more importantly, I really think it's important to think about the experience of your guest and the fact that you really need to give them a 5-star experience. And they need to have a clean unit to work with. The last thing is exceeding expectations without exceeding budget. So this is something that I plan to do a lot of videos with my mother. My mother has 3 vacation rental properties in Orlando, Florida, has an arbitrage, and we'll talk about arbitrage later, but she rents and then vacation rents on top, and she keeps the difference. And then she has 1 physical property with 2 Airbnbs inside it. So it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a 1-1 mother-in-law suite. These are new terms. Please comment and ask me questions, and I'll answer on YouTube. I'll answer every question. I promise. I'm really excited to start this. And so basically 3 units, right? 3 separate units together. And her and I go back and forth all the time, fighting about how you should properly run this business. Exceeding expectations without exceeding your budget. And I don't just mean your money. I also mean your time. You need to think about this as a fast turnover business. I'm going to talk a lot about how to turn over an Airbnb quickly. I'm probably going to have a couple videos. I'm going to try to do some tutorials and showing, some checklists that Hoasty uses and the things that really help us get the job done. But the biggest thing I say, let's just talk about some really simple things. Don't add to your cleaning process. Knickknacks, extra rugs, complicated comforters, and not duvets. Every time you add something new to your unit, of course you want your guests to be warm, but use a duvet cover so you can take it off, put it back on, and get the unit turned. You gotta think about this as a hotel. How are you going to transfer over 10 guests in a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom to another 10 guests in about 2 to 3 hours? You've got to rock and roll. You've got to get your cleaners in there, get them washing the laundry, get them cleaning services inside the fridge. You've got to do so many different aspects of that, and it's going to be really important to you to make sure all that gets done, because otherwise you're going to have an awful stay, and it's going to be a bad experience. What's one more thing? Communication. Okay, so this is another way to exceed expectation. A lot of people put stuff in their units. They give gifts. My mom will do this weird thing where she'll go to a estate sale and she'll buy bracelets. And I'm like, Mom, why? Why are you so, I get 20 for $1. My whole thing is, Mom, or property owner, think about not giving gifts and think about giving experiences more. How can you share your experience with this community, which is why someone's coming there, and that's free, right? So my suggestion is, and I'm sure you've heard this before from other, people who run vacation rentals or Airbnbs or VRBOs, but think about it as you need to do things that are not, go out of your way by telling them more about your space. You know your area better than we do. A great example is one of our owners was saying that it's a 3-unit, so it's a triplex but on top, and the guest is going to be staying in the top, and the guys in the basement make their own homemade tamales, and sometimes they sell them on the street out front. How cool, right? So if the owner said, hey, just so you know, homemade tamales, totally possible. What a unique and interesting experience. But you sent that to them as a message. That cost you $0. If you're using any kind of vacation rental management software, you can go in and make that an automated message, which is awesome. So you don't have to think about it each time. But more importantly, you've just added value without adding any expense, right? Exceed expectations without exceeding budget. Quote. And last things last, understand that many times when someone's coming to your area, they're looking for unique suggestions. not all of them are going to be money. I don't want to know where to, yeah, everyone knows how to do dinner. You have Yelp, there's a million of those, but you should think about when someone's trying to stay, they want to experience something interesting, experience something new. What can I do? Where can I go? And what doesn't cost any money? Is there a park? Is there a statue? Is there an art museum? Is there something that I should really see? Do you know something unique about the area, the time right now? This time of year, blank, blank, blank is so great. Or, hey, you really need to make sure at sunset you go over here because the view is impeccable and incredible. And please send me a picture once you do it, and make sure you hashtag my unit, or whenever guests stay at Hoasty, make sure you hashtag StayHoasty. So I'm Ken. I am the founder and CEO of Hoasty.co. We were going to buy .com, but it was like $45,000. So I decided to buy .co, and it was $15. Hey. So I'm going to be doing a daily vlog, which is a really big time commitment for a young entrepreneur. A little bit about us. We started in early 2019. Currently, we manage over 20 units. It is, early in the year, it's July right now in 2019. I am looking to have more than 200 units online by 2020. I'm going to be sharing so many interesting things that we're thinking about doing and how we're going to make it work for our audience, for our guests, and how we optimize for owners. So last thing, if you are interested in vacation renting and you want to know about how can you get the estimate for how much money you can make, right? Because you hear, oh, Airbnbs can make so much money. Well, how do you know? So Hoasty is a nationwide subscriber of a company called AirDNA. Check them out, airdna.com. But we subscribe nationally, and one of the services we provide to our owners or our prospective customers is you can go to Hoasty.co, submit your information on there. It's completely free. You put your information, your address, your bedroom, your bathroom count, and some notes about how you found us. And once you do that, we will get back to you within 24 hours with an estimate of how much money your property can make. And if you were to work with Hoasty, all the things we could take care of for you to make it a passive investment. That means you get it filled, get it furnished, get the consumables in there, utilities, Wi-Fi, and once all that's taken care of, Hoasty takes it off your desk and we got it for you. And again, we only get paid when you get paid. So, my name is Ken. Please subscribe to my YouTube. This is my very first video. I'm really excited about doing all of this. I plan to do a lot of different vlogging and videos. I got some fancy gimbals, some fancy tech to play with. So I'm going to talk about vacation rentals, about real estate, about my own experience and learning from all of this. Hopefully going to do some interviews to learn more about other people and what their thoughts are around wealth and real estate and the business. And I'm very excited. So excuse this office. This is my very first time, and I did just finish Gary Vee's book, Crushing It, and so I want to just go after it. I don't want to wait. I just want to be raw and real, and I'm excited. So again, Ken, please subscribe below. Follow us at StayHoasty. Oh, last thing. Oh my gosh, almost forgot. We are having a logo competition on Instagram. So it's only going to last for 7 days. So we are trying to choose a new logo, and I designed it myself. I am so proud. And then I finished it on Adobe, so I'm editing the videos and making the logos. I'm doing everything. Young founder. So go over and follow us on hashtag StayHoasty, StayHoasty. And once you do that, then we will have the ability to learn what everyone thinks the best logo is. Please tell us why in the comments. I'm going to respond to each and every one of those. This all really matters. This is my business. I'm very passionate about it. If you ever call Hoasty, you'll probably get to talk to me. So check us out, Hoasty.co. Follow us at StayHoasty, and make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. All right, nice to meet you. I'm Ken, and I hope those tips help.